Hi everyone, welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings, Flight Diary, Kanako's Route, Episode 8. And this will be the last episode in Kanako's Route. So things are coming to an end. So we've had many intimate moments of Kanako with Aoi, plus some teasing from Kanako and Aoi here and there with payback. But there is one problem, and it's that Asa and Yoru are often in an argument. So Asa wants her license to fly, but Yoru says no because she feels that Asa is not ready to go for it. So Yoru wants Asa to do other things first, so make achievements here and there before Asa thinks about getting that license. And it makes Asa upset, and because they can't seem to find an agreement, they got into a fight, and last time it was Kanako who broke up the fight, and now it looks like it'll be Kanako again who will break up this fight. So I wonder what's the true resolution to this problem. So, well, for starters, Yoru's not part of the soaring club. And despite that, she's kind of bossy and is good at ordering people around. So telling Asa and maybe the others on what to do to make the soaring club a success. So I think it's better if Yoru also joins the soaring club, even though she says she has no interest. So anyways, it is now morning with Aoi going, It felt like I spent all my free time these days buzzing over the same problem. So the Kazata sisters' renewed hostilities are making soaring club meetings pretty strained. And they did not outright argue anymore, but they are making a point of avoiding each other. And conversations had dwindled away to the bare minimum. So basically, with their argument, it's hard to conduct meetings and decide on how to move the soaring club forward. Well, I've got to do something about this. I didn't think either of them are willing to take the first step towards making up. But how am I supposed to encourage them to talk things out without seeming like I am taking sides? Well, this is tricky and difficult. And, well, Kanako help? Huh? Wait, what the? So I think Kanako snuck up behind Aoi and gave him a big hug and surprised him. I felt something pulling on me from behind, and then all of a sudden, the world around me started to blur. Wait, what? Oh, ooh. And for a moment, I am staring at the ceiling, and then a blow to my back knocked the wind out of me. Well, I know that voice. And the pain faded, and my eyes started to focus again. Wait, Kanako? Well, in the first place, Kanako should not surprise Aoi. Thanks? I took Kanako's hand and hauled myself up. Ouch, that hurts.
もうびっくりさせないでよね。私までひっくり返るとこだったわ。
Well, maybe Kanako should stop with the surprises. Well, wait, so what part of this is my fault? So, exactly, you're the one who jumped on me.
ごめんね。
So, do you need me for something?
特に何も。
Not really.
飲み物取りに来たら葵くんの背中があったから声をかけただけ。
Okay.
抱きつこうかなって思ったんだけど、そればっかりじゃ芸がないと思ってね。
Well, I wanted to make my appearance special. So, you blew in my ear instead.
そういうこと。
Well, seriously, you're going to give me a heart attack one of these days.
はーい。次は素直に甘えます。
Well, if you insist, I will go the normal way next time. And that sounds more like it, so I want that. And Kanako sits down next to me, her expression a little more serious now.
で、一人で何悩んでたの？
Well, I'm just thinking, well, that's all.
考え事か。
So,
部活のことかな。
the club?
それとも、朝ちゃんと夜ちゃんのこととか。
Well, something among those lines. Plus, I've got to plan tonight's dinner too.
そっか。
Okay, I understand. And putting a finger to her lips, Kanako sank into deep thought herself. So, Kanako?
ねえねえ、今日の夕飯ってもう決まっちゃってたりする？
Okay, so first, let's resolve the dinner problem. So, what will we have for tonight? No, not yet. So, I haven't thought of my menu yet.
じゃあ、私リクエストしたいんだけど。
Okay, so how about I add in something? Sure, so long as it's something I can make.
久しぶりにそうめん食べたいなーって。
So how about some somen noodles? Somen? Okay, let's go with that. And they'll be nice and refreshing anyways.
葵くんも楽することができるし。
Well, I'm not going to phone it in if that's what you're thinking. And then again, I didn't want or think of picking up any somen when I went shopping last week, so we don't have any on hand. Well, I'll have to go out and stock up first.
どこまで行くの？
So where? Well, probably just the underground market at Wendy's.
了解。それじゃあ行こっか。
Oh, so are you coming too?
何よその顔は。私がついていっちゃダメなの？
Well, I think Kanako's bored, so I want to join you in shopping. Well, that's not it. I'm just surprised, that's all. And faced with a choice between going out or waiting around at home, Kanako usually goes with the bath or the path that required the least effort.
あのね、私だってダラダラしてばかりじゃないんだから。
So I get bored too, so you know.
葵くんも一人で買い物なんてつまんないでしょ？
And plus, do you want company? No, not really. Well, I'm sure he does. Kanako sighs. Actually, it is more like a groan. Had that been the wrong thing to say?
もう一緒にいたいって言ってるのに。
So basically, Kanako wants to go out with Aoi. Kanako and me spending time together. It took a moment for the meaning of those words to sink in, but when they do, my pulse starts to race right away. And satisfied that I got the message, Kanako smiles.
それじゃのんびり行きましょうか。
Okay, so let's go then. Sounds good, and for once, I am in no hurry at all. So wait, so why are they on the upper level? So this is not where the grocery store is. Well, so it's heavy because it's probably a holiday. The weather is great too, just like if it had been the start of summer. And there are a ton of people out and about taking full advantage of the sun while it lasted. And more than a few of them are couples walking hand in hand. And these lovers walked and chatted together, lost in their own little worlds. Kanako kept, glancing back and forth at the people around us. So, what's up? I'm not comfortable being here, so can we go home? Well, we just got here. Well, it didn't sound like a joke. It sounded like Kanako really wanted to escape the crowds. And chuckling to herself, she slided a little closer to me. In one smooth motion, she slipped her arm through mine. So, Kanako? So, is it bad? Well, no, of course I do. I'm just a little surprised. Well, thanks. And just the sight of her gentle smile is enough to get my heart beating faster. Kanako is always like this. I had to be on my guard around her, or I will fall victim to every little prank that comes into her head. But that is all part of her charm. So, okay. Hey, do you mind if we drop by the bookstore before we get food? So, what do you want? Or what do you need? Well, there are some new comics or manga coming out today, and so we are passing more and more couples. And they are already coming from the same direction. Alright, so that place is just up ahead, isn't it? Oh, so what place is this? So there's a long line in front of this place. So Kanako points to a chic little cafe where crowds of people are waiting to get in. So, the famous cafe flags, just as popular as ever. Everyone around here had heard of cafe flags. Its main selling point is the delicious, high-class confections personally crafted by a famous patissier. And according to Ageha, it is the #1 location for dates in Wendy's and maybe even the whole town. You're right. We took a quick look at the notice board set up outside the cafe. So the regular menu, specials, and limited run seasonal items are all there, complete with photos. And the millefeuille being the #1 choice. Oh, so one slice for 1100 yen, and they must really have confidence in the quality of their stuff. And her eyes are sparkling even more than usual as they had scanned the selection of treats. So this store is popular with couples. Up close, the line is not really all that long. We could probably get in without having to wait too long. So Kanako?
ごめんごめん、そろそろ買い出し行こっか。
I think we should do other things first before this. So Aoi hints that he wants to go into Cafe Flags with Kanako. Okay, that can wait. Do you want to check this place out?
寄っていくってフラックスに？
Yeah, well, we can do the shopping after. We still have plenty of time. Food shopping after would be easy, especially since we know exactly what we need to get. Well, the line is pretty short now, but we can get in no time.
なんとも魅力的な提案ね。
Well then, so shall we?
でもいいや。
Okay. So, are you sure? And just a moment ago, it seemed like she really wanted to go. Kanako gives a wry smile, holding up with her hand palms out.
財布忘れちゃったのよね、私。
Oops, so I forgot my money. Okay, so I'm sure it's supposed to be Aoi paying for all this.
まあ付き添うだけだし、別にいいかなって思ってたんだけど。
She sure did fret over some weird stuff. Well, don't sweat. So, I've still got mine.
葵くんが？
Really? You, Aoi-kun? Yeah?
それは嬉しいけど、大丈夫？
So, are you okay? Well, I'm positive. I just got paid and this money's burning a hole in my wallet anyways. Well, I hadn't been planning on spending so much all at once, but I could worry about that later. And this is a date after all. What kind of boyfriend would be if I refused to treat you to something now and then? Kanako looks confused about something.
デートなの？
So, it is a date? Well, yeah, of course. I felt awkward now that I said it out loud. I turned my face away.
ふーん、そっか、デートか。
Well, sure. There's nothing weird about a date, right? I mean, we are boyfriend and girlfriend. We should go on dates, shouldn't we? Aw, geez, so why did I have to say it like this? I should have thought of more a way to broach the subject, but this is the best I could do on such short notice.
それじゃ、今日は彼氏さんに甘えちゃおうかな。
She pulls herself closer to me. Her hand wandered down my arm until it met mine and our fingers snugly interfaced. Okay, wait, Kanako?
ありがとうね。ささやかだけど、サービスしてあげる。
She leaned into the affectionately a contented smile on her face. Kanako's pleasant scent and the soft sensation of her body pressing against mine put me in a wonderful, calm mood. Well, we better join the end of the line then.
お待たせいたしました。
Okay, so they do go to Cafe Flags, and now their order is ready. And before long, we had taken a seat inside, and after a short wait, our food arrived. Kanako had ordered the millefeuille custard since she's seen on the menu outside. Oh, slice. And I'd gone for a Mont Blanc topped with a big chestnut. And to tell the truth, I wanted to try what Kanako is having, but she managed to get the very last one. So I'm sorry, it's sold out. You have to wait longer if you want the chef to have more ready.
では、ごゆっくりどうぞ。なんか悪いわね。おねだりしちゃったみたいで。
Well, I'm sorry, so I kind of pushed us into this, and I know you'll have to pay all this, so, well, it's fine. I've been wanting to check this place out for a while. And the cakes here are so popular that getting to try one is like a rite of passage in Kazagura. I'm not exactly passionate about desserts, but I'm still pretty excited.
それじゃあ早速
Okay, so let's eat them. Kanako picks up her fork, keeping a close eye on the cake the entire time. And being careful not to make the whole thing crumble, she slices off a mouthful-sized piece. So, is it good? So, it tastes really good. Kanako is beaming from ear to ear.
程よい甘さで最高ね。私このケーキならいくつでもいけそう。
So I watch her bite into it before taking a piece of my own cake, so the Mont Blanc. Well, this Mont Blanc isn't bad either. And its flavor is not too overpowering, and the delicate texture went down like a dream. It probably sounds cliche, but it is the first time I've eaten anything so good.
葵くんにもお裾分けしてあげる。
Here, so you try some too. Kanako slices off a piece of her millefeuille and holds out her fork towards me.
ほら、して。
You sure?
どうぞ。早く食べないと私が食べちゃうわよ。
So hurry up before I take it back. Okay.
どう？
So how is it? Really good. Really tasty.
でしょ？
And part of me is too embarrassed to concentrate on the taste, but I could still feel its good stuff. And it's the kind of food that makes you want to smile after every bite. And I guess people are just programmed to rejoice when they eat delicious food. So you can have some of mine too. I scoop up some of my Mont Blanc and offer it to Kanako.
いいの？じゃあ、
So how is my cake?
モンブランもなかなかいけるわね。
Okay.
それとも葵くんが食べさせてくれたからかな。
Her smile radiates pure delight. And that happiness is infectious. We'll have to bring her again here sometime in the future. So Kanako put her fork to one side for a moment and looked across the table at me.
まさか私と葵くんがこんなイチャイチャしちゃう仲になっちゃうとは。ただの可愛い寮母だって思ってたのに、想像もしたことなかったわ。
Same here. If that little misunderstanding had never happened, we would probably stay just friends. I thought you were kind of lazy, but maybe you're the type to come through when it counts. That's the impression I got of you.
それは褒められてるのかしら、けなされてるのかしら。
Of course. Well, not to mention the way you made my heart race before I got used to your dressing habits.
下着姿に？
So that again? So the underwear? Well, you don't have to say out loud. So one, we're in a very special restaurant, and saying this is going to ruin the atmosphere. And satisfied at getting a rise out of me, as usual, she starts to dig into the strawberry on top of her cake.
私には恋愛そのものが向いてないなって思ってて。
So what do you mean?
興味もそんななかったし、好きな人がいなかったこともあるけど。ほら、私すごく秋っぽいでしょ？
Well, maybe a little bit. She did lend to get, or tend to get bored of stuff easily. And when I tried to teach her how to cook a while back, it had taken a lot of effort to stop her from giving up after just a few minutes.
だから誰かと付き合うことになっても長続きしないだろうなって勝手に思ってたの。人間関係に対して臆病になってたこともあるだろうけどね。
Well, you never know how things are going to turn out unless you actually give them a try.
それは分かってたつもりだったんだけどね。
But still, her smile turned sad for a moment while she sipped her tea.
先のことは分からないけど、飛び込んでみないと見えないこともあるよね。
Huh?
旗で見てるとさ、大変そうだなとか、うまくいくのかなとか、めんどくさそうだなとか、そう思ってずっと二の足を踏んでたけど、結局それって外から見ただけの意見なんだよね。でもいざやってみたら、ありゃ？こんな簡単なもん？楽しいじゃんってね。
Okay. So I wonder what's wrong now. So after Kanaka saying all those words.
ダメだって思ったこともやってみると案外良かったりするんだから。
Okay.
だから今、私はこんなに楽しいの。
So, after all this, so us being a couple, my life has been happier and I feel that there are good things to look forward to every day. Wow, well, that really is something.
やってみないとわからないよね。
And the heavy feeling that had been weighing down in my heart started to lift. And I realized that I could stand to the side, hemming and hauling forever, but it still will not change anything. And if thinking things through over and over again is not going to work, giving in at the deep end might get better results. And this time had come for me to take action. So, trying to break up the argument between Asa and Yoru. So, Kanako? What is it? Well, thanks. So, what did I do? Still chewing her cake, Kanako looks at me quizzically. Most likely she hadn't said all that to encourage me. She just been getting some stuff off her chest. So, all the same, simply by being herself, she found a way to solve the problem I've been turning around in the back of my head. Oh, sorry, so I have to go. I need to talk some sense into those two. So, the Kazato twins. Wait, but we're still on a date and plus we haven't done shopping yet, so we can't just leave right away. Asa and Yoru are probably both back at the dorm. If not, it would not take me long to find them. So, before we continue this, I have to clear this up because this is more important and I don't want them to keep fighting. I could waste time worrying about the worst case scenarios, but right now, I'm entirely focused on the task at hand.
私財布忘れたんだって。
And it looks like Aoi left without paying, and Kanako has no money, so it's gonna be hard for Kanako to get out of this. But Aoi is already out of the door and out of earshot.
けどまあ、元気も出たみたいだし、よしとしてあげるかな。
Well, I guess so. Kanako might know what Aoi's up to, so I guess that was more important. I know how much the rift between Yoru and Asa had been bothering him. Now that he finally decided what he's going to do about this, I am not about to stop him.
ま、葵くんには後日 たっぷりと恨み事を聞いてもらおうとして。
I'm gonna go yell at him for ditching me like this. So leaving me all stranded and me having to foot the bill for cafe flags. And he is not getting off totally scot-free. And what kind of guy runs out in the middle of a date and leaving his girlfriend all alone? That's true.
これからどうしようかな。
And all I could do is wait for Aoi to come back. Or should I use my cell phone to call someone to come and help me out? Who? The other boarders? Kotori? Ageha? Well, not the twins.
とりあえず先にケーキ食べちゃおっと。
So I'll eat his cake then. Or maybe Akari will help. And all that other stuff could wait. I prefer to focus on the here and now and the tasty treats right in front of me. Okay, so that's surprising. So we are now at the credits for Kanako's route. Well, actually, this credits is the same for all the routes in the Flight Diary fan disc and the original If My Heart Had Wings. So I'll skip this and we'll see how Kanako's route ends in the epilogue. So hold for a minute. Okay, so we are now in the epilogue for Kanako's route, and it was quite bad for Aoi to ditch Kanako in the middle of the date, but at least Kanako understands that, well, I'm sure he really wants to end the argument between Asa and Yoru. And I wonder who paid for the meal at the end, and whether or not they were able to buy the soba noodles that Kanako wanted for dinner. So anyways, we're now in the front of the Flying Fish Manor with Hat getting a splash.
はいはい、もっと欲しいんだね。ほれほれ。
I turned the faucet, upping the water pressure.
ほいほい。
So how's that?
わわ。
That's good, says Hat. I pinched the end of the hose, sending a stream of water at Hat's feet. He danced around, obviously enjoying himself. More.
気持ちよさそうだね。
So more water.
今日はやけに暑いもんね。まさに夏の残暑って感じだし。
Well, it's still hot out today. And the sky is so bright and clear, it almost hurt to look at it. And the endless expanse of blue bearing down on us is starting to feel oppressive.
みんなあの空を飛ぼうとしてるんだね。わわ。
So more water.
あ、ごめんごめんハット先輩。
Okay.
いくわよ。
So here you go. Ah, that feels good.
さっぱりした。
So now Kanako's done keeping Hat cool.
わ。
So after a relaxing bath to refresh myself, I headed back to my inner sanctum, her room. And Hat looks like he enjoyed getting wet too.
はいはい。窓を開けろってことね。
Okay, I'll open the window.
わ。
Okay. Hat is flapping and fidgeting up against the window. I moved him out of the way and pulled it open.
いい風。
It feels good. I look up at the sky as the wind rustled through my hair.
みんなはうまくやってるかな？
And now that things between Asa and Yoru had been patched up, they are finally ready for a test flight. And they invited me to come along, but I declined.
だってこんなに暑いんだもんね。
Well, it's too hot, so maybe some other day. And I am sure they will do fine. And even when Yoru and Asa are still fighting, I know things would work out okay eventually. And the cause of it had been that they cared about each other so much after all.
まさに喧嘩するほど仲がいいってね。
And I wonder if it's all because of love. And they'd probably be putting this glider together about now. Or maybe they had moved on to takeoff preparations. Well, who cares anyways? And thinking about how much fun they must have or be having made me smile.
きっとみんなはしゃぎ回ってるんだろうね。夜ちゃんだけ平然としつつみんなをたしなめてるって感じかな。
And I snorted. The image is so vivid in my mind.
わあわ
And what about Hat?
あ。ん？どうしたのハット先輩。わ
Well, look.
あ。お。
Oh, right.
やっぱりうまくいったわね。
So the glider is finally in the skies, and Kanako can see from her window. I looked up and saw it. Moving through the sky like a fish through water is the familiar, gleaming white glider. And I tried to imagine what it must be like up there.
乗ってるのは朝ちゃんと夜ちゃんかな。
So I'm guessing it must be Asa and Yoru-chan in the cockpit. And I always said that these two would be the first in the air today. And after that, Aoi would go up himself and maybe take Kotori up for the ride with him.
葵くん、すごく楽しみにしてたし。
And since Aoi and I started going out, my worldview had been expanding little by little. And my past mistakes still haunted me and sometimes, but I am starting to move on and now I am enjoying life more than ever.
葵くんが初めて飛んだ時もこんな気持ちだったのかしら。
And I'm glad I had this chance to learn about his world. I reached out my hand as if I could pluck the glider right out of the sky. And could they see me from the distance? The glider started flying in circles as if in reply.
のんびりと飛んで気持ちよさそうね。ワンワン。
Yep, says Hat.
ああ、こらこら、危ないから飛ぼうとしないの。
Hey, careful, so you'll fall from there.
わあわあ。
I'm okay, I'm fine. And I pull Hat away before he could try to fly away.
後で差し入れでも持って行ってあげようかね。わあ。
Okay? But what? I patted Hat's head and tried to come up with a good idea. So I decided to whip up some food and surprise everyone when they get back. I could picture their faces already, so being all surprised, all excited, and maybe, well, my cooking skills have improved since then.
でも今は
I gaze up at the blue sky Aoi loved to explore so much. The glider everyone had worked together to build glinted in the sun. And for now, all I want to do is to stand here and enjoy watching this for a little bit longer. And with that in mind, this is the end of Kanako's route for If My Heart Had Wings, the Flight Diary fan disc.
この大空に翼を広げてフライトダイアリー
So, overall, my takes on Kanako's route, so it's pretty decent and okay. And I wouldn't call this my favorite, but I do like the little things that they put here and there. And given that I've played the Japanese version, I like how they actually patched up with some interesting events rather than just making some few words to jump over it. So we didn't get to see the lap pillow part or the blackout with Kanako being alone in the tub in the Japanese version. And also like how Kanako, even though she's not the brightest, so she has her own problems, I always can sense that, well, you know, there is one good thing about you, and it's that you know how to diffuse tense situations down. So when Asa and Yoru were fighting, you were able to find some way to calm them down. And maybe Kanako inspired Aoi the same way. And it's also interesting to see a new take on Kanako. So, well, back then I was lazy, I didn't know what to do, so I got bored easily. But thanks to Aoi, Kun, and everyone else, I felt that there's something more interesting and I have something to look forward to. And I'm not sure if that's going to stop getting Kanako all lazy. And I'm not sure how the underwear problem is addressed. So Kanako loving to walk around in her underwear because it's hot outside. So anyways, I will be continuing the other routes for If My Heart Wings Flight Diary, and there will be 2 extra episodes for this playlist covering the twins. So the reason I put the twins here is because they're kind of closely related to Kanako. Well, then again, when the twins moved in, Kanako tried to be friends and neighbors with them. It's like, well, my room is next to yours, and we should be close together like roommates. And given that Kanako has a poor relationship with Kotori, given that Kotori likes to call out on Kanako for her problems, her laziness, and her underwear, I don't think the twins mind. And I wonder if the twins enjoy Kanako petting them like, well, little dogs and cats. But anyways, now that this is over, I'll see you in a future playthrough on a future game.